All right, Coach Stresser, Jacob Frost finishes the tournament with an exclamation point. What can you say about his performance today and just overall tournament?
Well, it's a silver lining in what's been obviously a challenging year and even a challenging tournament. I think everybody knew that really followed wrestling that our personnel at this NCAA Championships wasn't what the same personnel we had last year and maybe in past years. But even with that said, I do think there's a lot of silver linings. Jacob Frost getting on the podium, so now we got both Frost with All-American status is always something to be excited about. And moving forward, that fires me up in that you get a new guy that's on the podium. And so, I hope we got a bunch of guys that really want to go back to work more than anything is. This is a tough tournament, and it gets tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher every year. And, a college career goes pretty quick, 5 years. If you've got I need a long break mentality, somebody's out there that doesn't have that mentality, and somebody's out there working. And so that's going to be the message to our team. We're going to have a team meeting here in a little bit, in a couple hours, with the guys that are wrestling in this, and then we've got a bunch of our young guys in town that want to wrestle in this. And that's going to be the message is that, you have to make up ground in the practice room and away from this venue. So when you get to this venue, you're ready for all things. And, we have everybody that wrestled with the exception of Bachman, and he was obviously really, really hurt, are freshmen and sophomores. And so sometimes, especially when you set the bar high like we did last year and you come back, the average fan might not see that we just got a bunch of really young guys out there that just need a lot of, I say you got to be in the cooker for a while, and we got to put them back in the cooker, and they got to develop and mature.
Jacob Frost was a kid that, he wasn't probably expected to be in the lineup, and now look at, he took that opportunity and ran with it.
Well, that's the night. It's nice. I can tell you as a coach, it's really nice to have depth. He made himself a formidable guy right now. That was a tough weight. 141 was a really deep, tough weight, and he took advantage of an opportunity. Probably not a lot of people thought he was going to be the starter. We had some other guys that were talking about 141 that had already been All-Americans, and we're going down there, and both guys got hurt, and he's next man up. But he's not that far behind anybody right now.
We talked about it ad nauseum this year. Just it wasn't the season you guys expected. You had a lot of excitement. Obviously, just things go wrong, and that happens in this sport. But when you have guys returning next year and you start looking ahead, does a tournament like this spark some motivation going into next year to try and bounce back?
Absolutely. I'm excited about the team. We've got some really good guys in Ames. Of course, it's going to be a roller coaster here for the next 40-some days while this crazy portal world's going. So you don't even know what your team's exactly going to look like. But we've got a lot of core guys that we know that can really do a good job for us next year when we get to Cleveland. We know that. We've got some new guys that showed up this weekend and got some good experience, and we'll see what pops up. There's obviously a couple places that we're probably going to be shopping like everybody else is, but I really like this team, and I really like what we could put out here next year.